would it be a sin to use marijuana as a drug? I'm guessing we're just assuming, like medical use, it's like you need this for, whatever, that's, okay, yeah, got a problem with that. Kind of like recreation, I like the feeling, let's go get stoned kind of people. Is that a sin? I would say yes, for two reasons. One, Paul actually says, whenever he was talking about his service and his ministry, that he deemed that he would not allow himself to be controlled by anything, but he would stay pure and focused on the work that God had laid before him. And so there's this kind of idea that, whenever we kind of get mind-altering substance, kind of go back to the spiritual warfare thing, we're kind of opening ourselves up to influence. Whether it is alcohol or marijuana or some of the harder drugs, right? You're kind of altering your brain state. And so you open yourself up to influence. I mean, we see this with other people, right? If someone gets stoned or drunk, and they're more likely to do something stupid that a friend, says, hey, let's go do this. And so, just imagine now you're opened up to, whatever demonic forces may be present there. And so we don't need to open ourselves up to that. But then also, second, it's running off and seeking your joy, seeking your pleasure in kind of empty, selfish means rather than letting God be your satisfaction. There could be an element of like lack of faith to that's just saying, rather than finding my contentment in you, God, I need this substance to make me feel good. And so that would be my thoughts on that. Do you have any?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I would add, too, honoring the body that God's given you, treating it as a temple. You might hear from advocates of marijuana that it's not bad for you, but there are studies out there showing permanent effects on the brain, so it's not good for your brain. I'm sure it's not as destructive for your lungs as a cigarette with tar and rat poison, but inhaling smoke.
There's just, I'm not saying how that's good at all.
Inhaling smoke into your lungs is not going to be good for your cells, not going to be good for your lungs, not going to be good for your heart.
Regardless of what the smoke is from.
I mean, that's what kills people in fires, inhaling smoke. They're not burning anything, or to smoke, but it's not good for you.
It's one thing I've never understood about whenever, like even smoking, like tobacco. If you're sitting around a campfire and the wind changes and the smoke's blowing in your face, what do? You get up and move. And so I just don't understand lighting it up. It never made sense to me.